Mike here for Lake Effect Games. Welcome to the Week 8 TFL 2025 doubleheader. Our first game is the 4-3 Jersey City Wiseguys and the 4-3 Lexington Really? It's the Lexington Cavalry. Sorry. Let me just fix that. All right. And our second game are the 6-1 DC Majors and the 3-4 New Orleans Swamp Crocs. As always, in between or halftime of the first game, we will go over the scores of the rest of the week. And in between the two games, we will go over the current win-loss records and the league leaders. And halftime of the second game, we will go over week 9 matchups, our league's halfway point next week. So, Wiseguys and Cavalry, 3 out of 4 teams tonight have green in their color scheme. The only one that doesn't is the DC Majors. That is going to be Lexington getting the ball first. And they will start with average field position. This is Al Wilson's Fast Drive Football, and I am looking forward to that commissioner's book for fast inning baseball. .366. Oh, the Cavalry offense is semi-secure, and the Wiseguys defense is semi-meek. So let's see, 366. Poor field position, no. Offense pushes downfield and caps drive with a short pass for 6 points. Touchdown Cavalry right off the bat. And that is a touchdown pass. Quarterback Tobias Dornan. Already putting it in the end zone. And the extra point is, or not extra point, the receiver 61. That is D'Angelo Cruz. Extra point is good. So the Cavalry start the game with a 7-0 lead. Average field position for the Wiseguys. Wiseguys offense is semi-reliable, efficient, and semi-undisciplined. And the Lexington defense is semi-inept and semi-aggressive. So this is probably going to come into play a lot. 3-5-6. Disciplined offense. No. Reliable offense or meek defense. No, and because no pip. And nope. So that is an interception. Larson gives the ball away first possession. And asks for who grabbed it and how far he got. That's for how far. That's going to be great field position. As for who, 24, that is Carl Jackson. So great field position for the Cavalry. And if I'm not mistaken, Jackson is now tied for league lead for interceptions with 6. And 135, that is a fumble. There isn't even a quality check for that. That is, couldn't hold on to it. So ball forced out by 56. In fumbles, that is Milburn. And recovery and ball placement. Once again, that's going to be great field position, this time for Jersey. And 23, that's Blanchard with the recovery. And now it's time for the next possession. Two, 4. Let's see, 2-2-4. Aggressive defense. Yes, with the pip. And that's going to be another interception. So, ow. Will Jackson take the league lead? He does. Carl Jackson now leads the league in interceptions with 7. But that will be poor field position for the Cavalry. One, 2, 6. So this is going to be the end of the first quarter after this. Reliable offense or meek defense? No and no. Shaky offense or aggressive defense? Also no. So they will be forced to punt. So Thacker tried to pick a ball off himself, and it just didn't work the way he wanted it to. 63, that is great field position to start the second quarter. Score is 7-0 on the opening pass from Dornan to Cruz. And Jackson has had one hell of a game already, and we're just starting the second quarter. 1-1-5. Poor field position, no. Undisciplined offense, no. Wait, undisciplined offense, yes. Sorry. So undisciplined offense, that is a punt. So it's the first time the Wiseguys actually get to have a full possession, good or bad. Oh, why did I roll the red one? 45, that is average field position for the Lexington Cavalry. 126. Reliable offense or meek defense? So no, that is a no on the meek defense. Shaky offense or aggressive defense? Once again, no. So that is going to be another punt for Lexington. Dornan ball is just getting away from defenders by the skin of the ball. 31, that is poor field position for Jersey City. One, 3, 6. Prolific offense, no. Stiff defense, no. So a punt. But this one's going to take a whole 5 minutes. Okay. So a pretty quiet game so far, aside from the turnovers. So poor field position for the Cavalry with that 32 roll. 5, 5, 6. Poor field position, yes. Effective attack moves ball downfield, but drive stalls in the end zone. That is going to be a field goal attempt for Joel McCarthy. And after this field goal attempt, there will be 2.5 left in the second quarter. 56. That is no good. McCarthy's max is 54, so McCarthy field goal, no good. And he is 0 for 1. And the Wiseguys in average field position. One, 5, 6. They are efficient, so they will get this drive. Poor field position, no. Great field position, no. So this is going to be a punt. They will, however, get the ball first in the second half. .46, that is average field position. Mark that now. No scoring in the second quarter. So at halftime, the score is the Lexington Cavalry 7, the Jersey City Wiseguys 0. And only points in this game in the first possession of the game. So looking at the scores around the league, the Halifax Ice Dogs get their first win over the Los Angeles Icons 43-38. So yeah, that was a very high scoring game. The Cleveland Coyotes get one over the Roswell Destroyers 38-18. This was not a good week for favorites. We'll just say that. So Roswell was 6-1. They are now 6-2, but we'll get over the standings later. Oklahoma was another 6-1 to lose, losing to the Boston Banshees 27-15. The Charleston Minutemen take the Anchorage Bears to overtime and beat them 20-18. The Salt Lake Mustangs over the Memphis Kings 38-20. The San Diego Silverbacks over the St. Louis Archers 24-3. The Phoenix Howlers over the Nashville Jacks 27-14. The Dakota Devils handle the San Antonio Marshals 30-13. The Buffalo Outlaws over the Birmingham Red Tails 27-20. And finally, the Baltimore Marauders beat the Las Vegas Blackjacks 23-7. So those are the around the league scores for the first half, or for the first halftime of our doubleheader. Starting the second half. At 25. This is the other side of the cavalry helmet with the sword, and yeah. All right, second half starts now. Average field position for the Wiseguys. Who trail 7-0. 3-3-5. Great field position, no. Drive stalls just short of field goal range, so that will be a coffin corner punt. Just seems to be bad luck here today. The Cavalry's luck is just the tiniest bit better, but still hasn't been that great. Not in the second quarter anyway. Speaking of which, that is poor field position for Lexington to start the second half. Three, 5, 6. Disciplined offense, no. Reliable offense or meek defense. Jersey City is meek with that pip there. Sure interception is dropped. So another one that just flies through the hands of a defender. And that is a regular punt. We are already halfway through the third quarter. 54 is average for the Wiseguys. One, 2. Punishing defense, no. Soft defense, no. So another punt. Five minutes left in the third quarter. Score remains 7-0. 54, that is average field position for Dornan and the Cavalry. Two, 3-3. Solid offense? No. Mild defense? No. And it's intercepted. So this time, after all those near misses, one was bound to finally fall in the hands of a defender. And which wise guy is coming away with it, and where is he going? So that's West Santillan a West Santillan, and a possible pick 6. 1 second. All right. So a 4, 5, or 6, it is a pick 6. Otherwise, it's great field position. And it's a 6. All right, so West Santillan gets those points. And the extra point is good. And on a defense, we get that tie. Possible electric. Are they electric? Yes. So, electric kickoff. So 1 or 2 is a great. 3 through 6 is a touchdown. From a defensive touchdown to a special teams touchdown. Wow. How often do those things happen in a row? So kick return touchdown, that is Ronnie Matthews. Extra point, 63 and under, and it's good. So the score is now 14-7 Minutemen. Or, god damn it. 14-7 Cavalry. That tells you that I need to adjust a couple names. Maybe Lexington needs a name that isn't maybe so militaristic, or at least classically militaristic. And also the last game I played was the Anchorage-Charleston one. So, average field position for the Wiseguys. Two, 3, 4. Dull offense. No. Staunch defense. No. And that's another touchdown. That's a touchdown pass. And this will end the third quarter. From Larson to, let's see, 62, Palmer. And the extra point is good. So just like that, we are knotted up at 14. So how's that for dice rolling, though? Because, like, it went all the way from the beginning of the first quarter to the tail end of the third, being nothing happening but punts and turnovers, and all of a sudden 3 straight, can't even say 3 straight drives. Three straight scores. Okay, so Lexington starts the fourth quarter in average field position. And at the end of 3, the score is 14-14. Two, 6, 6. Passive defense, no. Clumsy offense or active defense, no and no. So that will be a punt That's going to take out a whole 5 minutes. Average field position for the Wiseguys. Will this go to overtime? Will somebody pull it away at the end? Just before overtime. 1, 2, 3. Poor field position, no. Great field position, no. So that is a punt. And so we are halfway through the quarter. 14-14. Oh, we have possible electric punt return. Yep. So a 1 is average, 2 or 3 are great, 4, 5, or 6 are touchdowns. And it's going to be average field position. I was wondering if we were going to have another non-offense touchdown here. 1, 4, 6. Staunch defense, no. Ball carrier stiff arms a linebacker and sprints to the end zone. Touchdown Lexington. That's a touchdown run. Credited to Miles Hubbard. No, not Miles Hubbard. Andrew Larson. He ran it in himself. And the extra point is good. Oh, that wasn't Larson. Wrong team. Sorry. It was Simon Brenner. Apologies, like 3 in the morning here. But the extra point was good. So 21-14. 5 minutes to go. Average field position for Jersey City. Here comes the fight. Oh. That is not the fight they wanted. Does efficient count towards counting turnovers? Nope, it doesn't. So drive must not result. All right. So that will be 2. And that is Larson's 3rd interception. And it's not Jackson this time. It's the linebacker Tyrone Clifford. An average field position for Lexington. 3-3-4. This one's over unless it's a pick or something. It's not. Solid offense. No. Mild or undisciplined defense. No. That is a punt to end the game. Oh, wait. Could be a punt return. Well, very unlikely considering the Wiseguys are not. Yeah, no. And that will do it. The final score of Game 1, the Lexington Cavalry Lexington Cavalry 21, the Jersey City Wiseguys 14. Let me just mark that. Wiseguys are now 4-4. And the Cavalry are 5-3. Now in second, behind the Oklahoma Warhogs in the Central. Okay. New Orleans stays ahead of San Antonio if they win here. If not, San Antonio pushes ahead. So the end of the first game. Well, I set this up. So, the standings for week 8 in the East, the Buffalo Outlaws are 7-1. The DC Majors are 6-1. Jersey City Wiseguys, Charleston Minutemen, Boston Banshees, and the Cleveland Coyotes are all at 4-4. The Baltimore Marauders are 3-5. And there are no longer any winless teams in the TFL, as the Halifax Ice Dogs are now 1-7. In the Central, the Oklahoma Warhogs are 6-2. Lexington Cavalry are 5-3. Nashville Jacks 4-4. St. Louis Archers are 4-4. The San Antonio Marshals, give me a second. San Antonio Marshals are 3-5. New Orleans Swamp Crocs are 3-4. The Birmingham Red Tails are 3-5, and the Memphis Kings are 2-6. And in the West, the Roswell Destroyers are 6-2. The Los Angeles Icons at 5-3. The Salt Lake Mustangs, Dakota Devils, and Phoenix Howlers are 4-4. The funny thing is, I think the Howlers, due to tiebreakers, are actually in third there, not fifth, but I gotta look. And finally, the Las Vegas Blackjacks, Anchorage Bears, and San Diego Silverbacks are all at 3-5. Looking at league leaders. Pass touchdowns, Buffalo's Oliver Jensen Wright is still leading the league at 18. Los Angeles Icons Chase Spencer at 16. Birmingham's Rashad Morris at 15, and Salt Lake's Casey Halpern at 15. And finally, to round out the top 5, DC's Lonnie Jones at 14. So he could end up with more after this. Rush touchdowns. Baltimore's Benny Lowell at 9. DC's Devin McKnight at 8. Los Angeles Jermaine Dowby at 8. Oklahoma's Lucas Alfred at 8, and a three-way tie with 7. Receiving touchdowns, not too many names here for this one, just because of big tie. Cleveland's Kyle Karstens at 9, Los Angeles Steven Cerna at 9, and a 5-way tie for 6. Interceptions by quarterback. The two best are Halifax's Ellis Rathburn and DC's Lonnie Jones with 2 each. And then a two-way tie with only 3. Now, the worst for interceptions are Boston's Nolan Rhodes with 12 and Los Angeles' Chase Spencer with 12. So to have so many to have 16 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, he's like the Brett Favre of this league. And Las Vegas' Dale Cardell at 11. Interceptions by defender. Halifax Keith Neal and Lexington's Carl Jackson at 7. DC's Edward Ashley with 6. And Anchorage Cornell Asai, DC's Joseph Bobon, and Phoenix Hugh Snyder with 5. Forced fumbles. Dakota's Joshua Rivera at 5. Buffalo's Craig Ragland, DC's Perry Griggs, and Oklahoma's Alex Screet, all with 4. Fumble recoveries. Buffalo's Roman Ochoa with 5. Birmingham's Edward Bagley, Dakota's Joshua Rivera, Oklahoma's Alex Screet, and San Antonio's Giorgio Giulianos, all with 4. Time of possession. At the top is the Roswell Destroyers with 258 minutes and 45 seconds, or 207 ticks. The Charleston Minutemen with 251 minutes and 15 seconds, or 201 ticks. The Oklahoma Warhogs at third with 248 minutes and 45 seconds, or 199 ticks. And the Los Angeles Icons and Las Vegas Blackjacks with 246 minutes, 15 seconds, or 197 ticks each. Field goals. First by score, by amount made. Baltimore's Stephen Fleming and Buffalo's Zach Poole are both 17 of 19. Memphis' Gil Pleasant and Oklahoma's Marvin Byrne are 17 of 20. And Charleston's Wes Fuller and Dakota's Mark Dunton are both 15 of 15. Field goals percentage. Charleston's Wes Fuller and Dakota's Mark Dunton are 100% with 15 of 15. Anchorage Jamie Kelly is 100% at 13 of 13. Boston's Isaiah Adams is 93.3, 14 of 15. And Birmingham's Sam Myers and Phoenix's Chris Witt, 92.8 for 13 of 14. Points for most, the Los Angeles Icons with 276, and the least is the San Antonio Marshals with 96. Points allowed, the least are the Nashville Jacks with 79, and the most are the Halifax Ice Dogs with 292. The best in point differential is the DC Majors with plus 65, and the worst in point differential is the Halifax Ice Dogs with 126. Now you hear about the Ice Dogs having such a bad point differential, but at the same time you see they're coughing the ball up the least, they're taking the ball away the most, at least in interceptions, and they can't seem to put points on the board. In fact, they're leaking points. Just makes you wonder how that's happening. But then you look at Lonnie Jones, who for DC, who's got 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. DC has a league leader in almost every stat. So some things just happen. All right, so we are going to start the second game of our doubleheader. The DC Majors and the New Orleans Swamp Crocs. And you guys picked anybody who voted in the poll, which I intend to have every week for the rest of the regular season. has helped me pick the 2 games that were for the doubleheader. All right, so coin flip, and the majors will get the ball first. Okay, so that is average field position for the majors. Majors offense is prolific, dynamic, and efficient. The Swamp Crocs defense is semi-stiff and meek. $156. Poor field position, no. Great field position, no. So that will be a punt with 1 tick. All right. All right, 62. That is great field position for the Swamp Crocs. The Crocs offense is semi-dull, semi-porous, and inefficient. DC has a perfectly average defense. $112. Punishing defense, no. Soft defense, no. So now a punt from Shane Pat of the Crocs. $24, that is poor field position for the majors. Oh, I didn't mark the 2-3-3. Solid offense, no. Mild defense, no. That is an interception. So not the best of starts for the majors, especially being the heavily favored team. But it's been hard for favorites. It's been hard for favorites this week. So that is poor field position. Oh. It was an interception. I rolled it like it was a punt. So I still got to roll the red one. All right, 16. Dwayne Stokes with that pick. And that's great field position once again. $2-3-3. Again. Solid offense, no. Mild defense, no, because they don't have anything for defense. So it's gonna Cade Mitchell's gonna give it right back to him. My brain is gonna remember it's an interception this time. So 46. That is Boban. That is Boban's 6th. He is now tied with teammate Edward Ashley. Edward Ashley. And that is going to be average for DC. $4, $5, $6. Season prior 1987? No. Dull offense? Definitely not. So it's a touchdown run for the majors. And 25, that is McKnight. Devin McKnight with his 9th. He is now tied for league lead with Benny Lowell. Extra point is no good. So Tyrell Gilbert does not get the extra point. And it's 6-0 Majors. 22, that is average field position for the Crocs. This is probably going to go into the second quarter. And it won't. That's gonna be 1. Secure offense. No. Clumsy offense or active defense. No and no. So a punt. So 55, that is average field position for the Majors. We're going to start the second quarter. The score after 1 is the DC Majors 6, the New Orleans Swamp Crocs 0. Two, 4, 5. Dynamic offense or soft defense? Yes, dynamic offense. Offense moves into great field position and re-roll. And it will only be 1, regardless of what is rolled here. Two, 3, 4. Oh, let me mark that time anyway. All right. 2, 3, 4. Dull offense, no. Staunch defense, no. That is a touchdown pass. So Jones with a touchdown pass. Also, that he's now up to 3 interceptions because of earlier. But now up to 15 touchdowns. That ties him with Rashad Morris and Casey Halpern. 64. That is Sam Carroll. Extra point is good. So it's now 13-0 Majors, and we have a possible fumble. It's going to be one. So kicking team picks up the loose ball, roll 1d6. On odd result, the ball is returned for a touchdown. So we are going to first, we are going to see who knocked it out of 62. It's Portillo. And the fumble recovery, we're going to go with the, that is going to be Boban. Okay, now, an odd result, it is a touchdown, and it's not. It's great field position. So let's see what goes on here. Oh, so yeah, that Los Angeles Halifax game that gave Halifax their first win. I had eight unusual results in that game. 8 triples. .255. Staunch defense. No. Great field position. Yes. So that's a touchdown run. Who's going to get it? It's McKnight again. That is his 10th. And the extra point is good. Score is now 20-0 Majors. Average field position for the Crocs. Let's see what we got. 135. That is another fumble. Ouch. That is now 3 turnovers for the Crocs. 14, that is Griggs with the force. And for recovery, that is Creel. And average. With the ones, I might have to end up using more paper. .144. Poor field position, no. Undisciplined offense, no. So a field goal attempt to try to widen the lead. Tyrell Gilbert, 62 and under. Doesn't get it. So we've had 2 field goal attempts in this entire doubleheader, and both were misses. All right, so 5 minutes left in the half. 1, 2, 3. That's going to end up being a punt. Poor field position, no. Great field position, no. So yes, that is a punt. Score is still 20-0. Right, 34. That is average field position for the Majors. And 3, 4, 5. Dynamic or home offense? Dynamic. So another field goal attempt to end the half. Once again, needs a a 62 and under. And he's got it. And at halftime, the score is the DC Majors 23, the New Orleans Swamp Crocs nothing. So, our Week 9 matchups. I am going to end up having to use more paper for this game. We've got the Boston Banshees and the Jersey. We're going back to divisional matchups. There's only 4 weeks in the season that aren't. So we got Boston Banshees. All right, the 4-4 Boston Banshees and the 4-4 Jersey City Wiseguys. The 4-4 Cleveland Coyotes and the 7-1 Buffalo Outlaws. The 4-4 Charleston Minutemen and the 3-5 Baltimore Marauders. The 6-1 DC Majors and the 1-7 Halifax Ice Dogs. In the Central, the 2-6 Memphis Kings take on the 6-2 New Orleans Oklahoma Warhogs. The 4-4 Nashville Jacks take on the 3-4 New Orleans Swamp Crocs. The 3-5 Birmingham Red Tails versus the 4-4 St. Louis Archers. And the 3-5 San Antonio Marshals take on the 5-3 Lexington Cavalry. Finally, in the West, it's the 6-2 Roswell Destroyers and the 4-4 Salt Lake Mustangs. The 5-3 Los Angeles Icons and the 4-4 Dakota Devils. The 3-5 San Diego Silverbacks and the 3-5 Anchorage Bears. And finally, the 3-5 Las Vegas Blackjacks and the 4-4 Phoenix Howlers. That is Week 9. I will put up a poll after I've put this up to see what 2 we're going to use for our doubleheader. All right, so second half begins. New Orleans gets the ball first. And average field position. Score is 23-0. 2-5-6. Great field position? No. Home or disciplined defense? No. So punt. Oh, sorry, home or disciplined offense, that is yes. So that is a field goal attempt. So the Crocs are going to try to get on the board to start the second half. Trevon Walker, 45 and under. Nope. It is a bad night for kickers. And Walker is now 0 for 1. The only kicker not to miss has been the Jersey City kicker because he has not tried. Yeah, Colby Wyatt never tried. Hell, Gilbert missed both an extra point and a field goal. So, how bad is that? So, average field position for the Majors. Two, 4, 6. Dull offense, no. Runner turns the corner and has nothing but daylight. So that is a touchdown run. Who's got this one? It's not McKnight this time. It's Lonnie Jones runs it in himself. Goes the Josh Allen route. Extra point. And the score is now DC 30, New Orleans nothing. $31. It took me a second. I thought it might be another fumble. Average field position for the Swamp Crocs. $226. Secure offense. No. Passive defense. No. And that is a fumble. Not a good day. All right, well, let's see who forced it. 21, that is Griggs again. Oh, that is, yep, Griggs again. And the recovery and ball placement. 36, that's Worrell in great field position. All right, so great field position for the Majors, who are already leading 30-0. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 turnovers and a missed field goal attempt. 1, 2, 5. Solid offense, no. Punishing defense, no. So that is a punt. And great field position for the Crocs. This a turning of the fortunes? At this point, probably not. 3, 4, 5. Dynamic or home offense? Well, home offense, yes. So a field goal attempt. And it's good. They get on the board. Honestly, I didn't know if they were gonna, but at this point. So it's 30-3 with 1:15 left in the third quarter. Average for the Majors. $4.45, so this is going to go into the fourth quarter. And at the end of 3, the score is the DC Majors 30, the New Orleans Swamp Crocs 3. 4.45. Erratic offense? No. Disciplined defense? No. So that's going to be another field goal attempt for the majors. Gilbert needs a 62 or less, and he's got it. And he's now 2 for 3 on the day. And the score is 33-3. .65 average field position. All right, 136. Prolific offense, no, not the Crocs. Stiff defense, no. So that is a punt. Well, there is no, what's it called? There's no electric in the punt return. So regular punt, 66. That is great field position. With 8:45 left in the fourth quarter. 3-5-5. Prolific offense, yes, and that's another touchdown run. All I can say is, ow. DC already leads the league with point differential, and they were in second place, I think. Yeah, they lead in point differential, and I think they're pretty close to top of points scored. So this game has been nothing to scoff at. 64, that's Lonnie Jones again. Extra point is good. Score is now 40-3. Hold on, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I didn't put that yet. So 40-3. Average field position for the Swamp Crocs. .266. Passive defense, no. Clumsy offense or active defense, no. So a punt. So this looks like it's going to be the last possession. Poor field position for DC. Last time they were in poor field possession was first quarter, and Jones actually threw an interception. 1-3-4. Poor field position, yes. Runner tripped up short of the marker, so that will be a punt. .11, so a regular punt. I believe for 11 and 12, that is average. So average position for the Crocs. 2, 3, 4. Dull offense. The pip says yes. Drive ends just short of midfield, and that's a punt. If that pip had not been there, that would have been the end zone. But no touchdown today for the Swamp Crocs. So, because we got to see how this punt goes. Okay, so that would be average field position. And this game is over. And the final score, as this one mercifully comes to an end. The DC Majors 40, the New Orleans Swamp Crocs 3. As the Majors move up to 7-1 alongside the Buffalo Outlaws. As the only remaining one-loss teams. The Crocs fall to 3-5. And that is it for week 8. Next video of TFL football will be the halfway point of the 2025 season, regular season anyway. Table Football League is played on Al Wilson's Fast Drive Football. Go to 3d6-gaming.com to find a bunch of stuff for Fast Drive Football, as well as other games from Al Wilson. I am also a fan of Fast Inning Baseball, which I may do some videos of that later in the year. The games, the downloads don't cost anything. There are links to nonprofit organizations, charities. If you wouldn't mind donating something, it would be a great help to people that need it. This has been Mike at Lake Effect Games, and I will see you for week 9.